Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. We're going to be doing the endurance race on board the BMW S1000RR, and we're going to be here in Laguna Seca. This is part of the career mode, and I think it's the Soul of Endurance mode. In the career mode, the World Cup. I was going to use helmet cam on here, and then I realised this is going to be one hell of a long race. And my confidence with the helmet cam aboard this bike is not as good as the third person perspective, of course. Which I don't think anyone's is usually. A little bit of contact there into turn 3. Now, the reason I'm going to be very aggressive in this race, though, to make you aware, and the simple fact was because the last time I attempted this Laguna Seca endurance run with this exact same motorcycle, the rain started and the glitch occurred where I could not change my tyres. So I was really curious to see whether it was possible for me actually to race this race and compete without the rain coming down and completely ruining the procedures. I thought I'd give it another try, and this is why we're so aggressively trying to get to the front, because I wanted to see, well, is it possible to still win if you are forced to use slick tyres on a wet surface? Probably not. So, but I thought, hey, why not? Let's try it anyway. But up into 4th place already by the end of the first lap. Pretty good start. Lukasz Sukup. I'm not sure how to pronounce the Czech Republican rider's name. But of course, we are up into the podium positions. He is far ahead on board the Ducati Panigale V4, which is a phenomenal motorcycle. It's much quicker than the BMW S1000, let me tell you. And we've got Tommy Edwards in 2nd place, who is going to be demoted to 3rd place, and straight away, within 1 lap, we were up to 4th, and now within 1.5 laps, we're already up to 2nd. So we now have to catch up Sukup and see if we can chase him down. So I did the bike control guide on the same very track. I'm still utilising all those techniques I told you about. Just the same here, but it's a little bit gentler on the brakes sometimes, because obviously with the power of the BMW S1000 and the brakes, absolutely bloody brilliant. So up into the corkscrew for the 2nd time of asking, an absolutely magnificent corner. It's so good. Trying different lines to get down the next part in the rainy curve. I don't think I nail rainy curve, I never have done. But for the rest of the track I can say I do really, really well. But I'm not going to lie, this race got very interesting very quickly for me, because this Czech Republican ahead was super quick. The AI is usually not that great. I mean, they're competitive in some races, but not competitive all the time. But in this one, they were fantastic. This AI rider was just doing fantastic. Super, super good job from Sukup, the Czech Republican rider. I hope I pronounced that right, but that's how we will be pronouncing it for the rest of this race. And if you cringed the first time you heard it, you're going to cringe the rest of it, because I'm probably going to say it a few more times as carnage has happened. And you know what, this is a great thing to happen, because start of the 3rd lap, 36 remaining of this really good endurance race, so make sure you stick around and watch it. And this just made it interesting, because using my endurance races, as I just absolutely battered someone there, I do apologise. This is, as I said, this is the most aggressive race I've ever been in on Ride 4. I don't usually ride like this. I think I got a little bit aggressive on a few races, but this one, I was just generally really concerned to see whether this race would end in tears because of the old rain coming down, but so far the rain has held back, and thankfully with the crash it's going to make it a little bit even more interesting now. Instead of me just pursuing the man in 1st place, we've got to do all the donkey work and get through again. And it was really great. This was one of the best races I've had in a long time, and I can say thank goodness I crashed. I know that's bizarre to say, but it made it so much more interesting. So we're back up to 6th place already. Of course, we lost a massive ton of time there by that crash. And I still don't understand why the rumble strips on Laguna Seca, at least in this game, are so deadly. I mean, look at that one. What is that? For some reason, this one here, just before turn 4, is just brutal, and I don't know why. And even on the exit of turn 4, that rumble strip is extremely brutal. But of course, I'm a rider who likes to use all of the track, including the rumble strips and pushing a little bit beyond. I think that is your optimum line, because sometimes by utilising that bit of extra corner or extra curb does help propel you or projectile you into the next corner. Of course, the rumble strips are there for a reason. Why not use them, eh? That's as simple as for me. But 4 laps completed so far. The Czech Republican rider still ahead, the Chinese man ahead, Peng Fang, who we will catch pretty soon and pretty quickly actually, as we do close up into turn 11. Brilliant corner. And I must say, I bloody love this BMW S1000. I originally planned to do this BMW for the world record attempt, when my friend Fuchs told me about the Panigale V4. And yeah, he was absolutely right. The Ducati was... I think the Ducati still, to this day, not tried the new DLC bikes just yet. But I would definitely say the DLC bikes are not going to be better. What has just happened there? He braked a little bit early, I've just banged into the back of him and he died. We're still on the bike somehow. But what I was going to say before I interrupted myself was that the Ducati Panigale is still probably the best motorcycle in Ride 4. So if you have the 800,000 credits, buy it. If you don't, save up. Or sell some bikes. That's what I did. I sold a few bikes to buy it and I was very pleased. So, a little bit chaotic so far in this endurance race, and to be honest with you, I would have restarted by now if it wasn't for the fact that this wasn't actually meant to be an actual race. I had never intended to actually record this and make this a video. The only point that I did end up making a video because it just got interesting later on. But I only wanted to do this race until the rain started, to see if they fixed the issue with the rain tyres not working. And so far it still hasn't rained yet. So we have our race on our hands currently as it is. As we've got Sabina Ferry ahead of us. We will have a good lunge sooner or later. It's getting close there. Don't want to bump the Italian just yet. We might be able to make a lunge here. Not going to happen. Of course, be very careful into turn 4 not to take the woman out just like we took the other rider out just a moment ago. But again, on those rumble strips, bouncing, ricocheting all across it. Lethal rumble strips. So we attempt to go around the outside, then drag it through. Almost into turn 5, we make collision, but we didn't. No contact was made, and we are now moving on up to 3rd place, back in the podium positions. And a 5-second gap separates us from the leader. It shouldn't be too difficult, because we do close up very well in turn 7, just right before the corkscrew, of course. And we do have Tommy Edwards, one of his relation to Colin Edwards. Fantastic rider. Is Tommy Edwards up to the same calibre as Colin? I think not. But he will be beaten in a minute, as I have unlocked the 1000cc Love title. I can access the title in the section of titles in the main menu. It's good to know. I might end up using that actually. I think my title is currently the Yamaha Test Rider or something. Or Yamaha Fanboy or something, I can't remember what it's called. Obviously I'm a big fan of Yamaha, so it makes sense. So we are closing in on Tommy Edwards. Eyeballing him up, waiting for the right opportunity for moving around the outside. Is he going to fight back? He is not. So it's just gone beyond midnight, 13 degrees in the beautiful, calm, relaxing skies of Laguna Seca. Fans are obviously on their feet, cheering on the riders, cheering on DrAce, just like you guys do all the time. So 30 odd minutes, 31 minutes remaining as we make another big mistake there by bumping on another rumble strip. Got to keep off the rumble strips, I think, in this track. Is risk over reward, and well, we've seen in turn 4 the reward didn't pay off. It was just all risk and no reward. We're 12 thousandths of a second down in our fastest lap of the race so far. Could potentially beat that on lap 7. Fuel looking pretty good so far, down 61%. Absolutely fine so far, nothing to really think about. Tyres are looking okay. I went for the soft option front and rear, I do believe. Yes, I think I did. It was the only time I've really gone for a two soft option on an endurance race. And that was just simply because, well, I didn't intend to make a video. I just wanted to literally get to the front as quickly as possible, see if it rained, see if I could change tyres, and if not, quit out. Well, I recorded just in case this turned out to be a really good race, and it has done so far, because we have closed in on the Czech Republican rider. It is now 3 seconds, and still no sign of rain yet, thank goodness. And I'm saying yet because I don't want to spoil if it does or it doesn't come. You never know, it might not. But we're making a big mistake coming to turn 6. Turn 6 became the bane of my life on this track for some reason. I kept losing focus on just turn 6. And ended up making a few errors here and there. I think I was so focused on doing like the Honda CBR. You can brake quite late on that one because it doesn't carry enough speed compared to the BMW. Well, 3 seconds gap. Still hovering about the same, 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds. He manages to pull away in the first sector or the middle of the sector. And then I take it back into sector 4. Much nicer exit out of turn 14 there. I really like that corner. I think it's a great corner to learn throttle control. I probably should have touched on that when I did the throttle control video ages ago. Well, I don't even think it's that long, it's just I've done that many bloody videos. Hope you guys enjoy the daily uploads. Almost reached 100 daily uploads in a row. So I do hope you enjoy the content. Of course, if you do enjoy the content, you haven't subscribed just yet, I'm very grateful if you could hit that subscribe button. Pushing for 500 subscribers before Christmas. It's going to be a challenge, but I would be very grateful if we could get there. I'd be really, really pleased. Well, we have managed to close in on Mr. Sukup. 1.5 seconds separates us. As I'm going to make a beautiful entry into turn 6. But the exit! Oh! The exit! Sweaty palms. Hearts in mouths moment. But we didn't lose too much time as we make a bit of an error into the corkscrew. At this point I got a little bit tetchy. A little bit tense. Because this wasn't meant to be a race. I wasn't planning for this to be a proper race, but now we've got a proper race in our hands. 28 minutes remaining of this American Grand Prix. We're closing down fast. I made the custom suit for this one. Chucked in a bit of a BMW logo. Chucked in the TIM and some, I think, Bridgestones. I made sure it matched the tyres we were using in the race. I must say before, most of my Grand Prix and races I do now, even in the career mode, whatever bike they give you, I try and find a suit that will match it. I'm not a fan of seeing just a random pair of leathers on a bike that just doesn't belong there, you know what I mean? Which goes better with the customization though, because I've got some great ideas, but I can never put it down to paper. You know, I've got some friends who are fantastic at making helmets, making suits, making the stickers so you can use them. Brilliant stuff. But unfortunately, I wasn't gifted with that ability. So 8,000 of a second down, and we've made another mistake. This is like our 5th one in this race so far. Head not in the game, it seems, as we approach turn 7 and the corkscrew once again. And we lost a good 1.5 seconds there. Big mistake to make there. This is one of those moments where you're going to slap yourself in the head and say, come on, focus. So it's time to focus. He jumps into the pit here, so it makes perfect sense for me to jump in there as well. I don't know how much fuel he's going to put in. I don't know what tyres he's going to go for. But I'm going to go for the medium front and the soft rear. Now, if you guys have followed me for a while, you'll know my tyre setup is medium front, soft rear. I don't know how many times I've said it, but bear that in mind for this Grand Prix. Is the medium tyre something worth mentioning? Well, I'm mentioning it now, so bear it in mind. Keep it under your hat. Medium front, soft rear. So looking at Mr. Sukup, he's just ahead of us on track. He is in 11th place. We are in 12th, dead last. Because of the pit, he is using both front and rear soft tyres. So strategy is now different. We are not running the same strategy, and this is where I really got interested in this race, because I wanted to see if it rains. Because if it rains, obviously those tyre choices didn't matter a thing. If it doesn't rain, is the medium tyre going to outlast the soft? But something to mention as well, he went full fuel, and so did I. Usually I don't do full fuel, I'll do roughly where I think's enough and then leave, but we went full fuel. So again, the bike's going to be heavier, we've got fresh tyres, so we're not going to be quite up to our optimum speeds just yet. Give the tyres a couple of laps to warm up, drop a little bit of fuel, and then we'll be right on our way. As the race leader now, Tommy Edwards has decided to pit, so we will catch up the rest of the pack very soon. And to be fair, even we managed to actually take an advantage on Lukasz Sukup, the Czech Republican ahead, because we were about 3 seconds behind him by the end of the first lap, and just before the pit, but now of course we are right behind him. The sound of the BMW is just so nice. I thought I'd let you listen to a little bit of BMW engine noise there. I think most of the time I'm always talking over the engines, which I apologise for. It's just that I think I've got a lot to say sometimes, you know. But I must say, I love the bike. I love the bike sounds on Ride 4. I think they did a great job compared to what the other games are like. MotoGP, it's not very accurate. It's somewhat accurate, but it's not perfect. But I looked into the technology quite a while ago and how they actually record the sounds. And they were saying it's so difficult to actually match the real sound because of putting in real life perspective to you in a video game. It's never quite accurate, and it's still good though. You know, I don't think anyone's saying it's bad. In fact, actually, I noticed today in the Facebook comments for MotoGP, or it might have been Milestone Italy at least, people are just whinging, like really moaning about Ride 4 MotoGP 20. Why isn't Portimao in MotoGP 20? Why isn't this happening? And I think some people are just, no disrespect to anyone, but I do think people are a little bit ignorant to not realise what goes into these works. I mean, I know myself, I'm just editing something. I'm not a great editor or anything like that. I'm still learning. But I know how difficult it can be to get a sound in your head or a video idea in your head to go onto paper. It's so much more difficult than just clicking your fingers and saying, there you go, we did it. But we have closed up on the Panigale now, and it's our time to strike. Can we catch him? It's 2 AM here in America. Can we get through? We're going to go for him. Oh, he's took me out. Oh, and he went down too. At this point, I must say I was annoyed at that. At 2 o'clock in Texas, Lukasz Sukup absolutely batters our rear tyre. He knew I was through there. There was no need for him to try and close the door. But we managed to get through on Mr. Sukup. But does he fight back? Can we keep a gap? Can we at least just survive in front, or is he going to attack us straight away? So that's like the third crash, second crash so far. Pretty impressive to think that the bike is still durable to keep going. I don't think there is bike damage on this actually upon reflection. I think, just a bit off topic actually, but I think MotoGP needs to fix the bike damage for next year. And it was great in MotoGP 20 in the sense of the damage to the winglets, etc. It made sense. But I just remembered like some instances where someone would tap you and the bike would just lose all speed. It didn't really seem fair. I know it isn't fair, like in real life if someone bumps you, like Joan Mir when he bumped Pecco Bagnaia. Obviously that bumped straight into his shoulder and dislocated it. But it's still one bump ended his entire Grand Prix. So, a lap further, 20 minutes remaining, 14 laps in. Still holding off the Czech Republican as the Japanese rider ahead as we go wide in the same corner again. Don't know why that corner just kept catching me out. I think if I remember right, I'm not going to make any excuses. I made mistakes. That's simple as, really. But I did record this one last before I went to bed a few days ago. I think it was like 5:30 in the morning. So apologies there. I did paused the game just temporarily. I don't know why I paused it. I don't remember that far back. This was recorded on Monday, Tuesday morning. I'm not sure, but when I recorded it early in the early hours of the morning, I paused for whatever reason. I think, if I remember right, it was the cat. This is getting a bit too common, this, isn't it? That the cat comes in and annoys me. Well, I've gone wide again instead of one. But no, it's no secret that my cat is a pain in the arse sometimes. I love her to bits, don't get me wrong. I love both my cats. But I have one particular cat that's just a pain in the backside. She just constantly gets in your way when you're trying to do things. So if it's recording, or I'm trying to do something else, or whatever it may be, or I'm trying to concentrate on a race, she's usually there, jumping on my lap, jumping on my TV, jumping on my keyboard. And again, we make another mistake. Sukup is right behind thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? I'm just trying to hang on at this point. So, proper mad race so far in the sense of the amount of mistakes. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I'm usually pretty good in the sense of minimising the mistakes and errors. Might run off a couple of times, or I might go a little bit wide in a few corners, but not to this level. This has been pretty bad for my standards, I would say. As Fausto Gavazzoni has just gone into the pits with 18 minutes remaining. He will lose first place, obviously. Don't know where he's going to come out, but I guess that doesn't really matter, because we are escaping at the front. We are pushing that lead up to 8/10. And I've always said in racing, and I think any race in this applies to, if you're over by a second, then I think you've pretty much got it. You can really break the resolve of the rider behind if you get to that second gap. Of course, I know it's AI, it's CPU, they don't really work like that, but I like to pretend it's real, so don't break the immersion, yeah? So in this instance, if I can keep a second over Lucas, we should be fine. We should be heading off into, which would be morning time in America by the time this Grand Prix finishes, with 17 minutes remaining. And I don't know what the time differential's on, things like ×5. Did you notice how slow I went in that corner then? Big wheelie there. I don't know what happened there, actually, if you guys know. It's a bit like the crash I had in Suzuka where the bike just flew up in the air. This one was very strange where I just wheelied for no reason. If you need to go back on the clip to see that, you will notice that the bike just wheelies instantly for no reason whatsoever. And I think we lost a bit of speed and I lost a bit of traction. I'm not sure what happened there. I've never seen that. But the gap is still balancing pretty peacefully on 1.2 seconds. Happy with that. He has used a lot more fuel than we have. We have used we're up to 67%. He is up to 58%. That's a huge moment. Again, the concentration is lacking. It's not staying ace, it's staying awake at this point. Tommy Edwards back onto the podium positions though. So it's kind of as you were, apart from myself and Sukup have swapped positions. I wonder why they always go for the soft option tyres as well. The AI seems to always pick soft in these endurance races, regardless if they're at front or the back. Soft options, I guess it is. Actually, in the comment section below, I'd like to know your opinion. What kind of tyres do you go for average? Are you a hard front or a hard rear? Medium front, medium rear, soft front, soft rear? Most of my friends and the riders I know all use soft front, soft rear. For me, it's well documented at this point, medium front, soft rear. Let me know what you guys do. I'm always curious to see how you guys play the game. So if you're a hard sort of tyre, let me know. And if you're the same as me, let me know. I'd like to get to know you guys as much as possible. If we're on this journey to 500 subscribers together, let's make it more interesting. Let's share our passion together. So I mentioned the other week as well, and that might have been a few days ago too, that MXGP 2020 comes out on the 16th of December, which is about 19 days away, 18 days away, something like that. I'm going to be covering that. My knowledge on MXGP is not to the level of MotoGP, but I love the game, and I would gladly do some videos for it for you guys. I think Don't panic though, Ride 4, the career mode, I've got loads to do. So I'm pretty confident we'll be doing Ride 4 videos till late January. I have probably neglected all my other content currently in the minute, such as all my gaming videos, Doom, and stuff like that, 2 Point Hospital. Obviously, if you're a fan of both games, where you like the older games that I like to play, or if you're just into just the racing stuff, again, let me know in the comment section below. This channel is for us all. I love making content, it's what I want to do, it's what I'm very passionate about. And if you guys want to see different games, or just Ride 4, let me know, because I'm open for so many ideas. Just want to be great, that's all I'm interested in, and keeping everyone happy. So, let me know. Appreciate it, I probably just waffled on there for like 2 laps. And we have increased our gap now to 4 seconds over Laguna Seca. So, we're doing alright. We're definitely doing alright. You know, I really like these endurance races sometimes, because they give me the opportunity just to sort of sit down, chill out and chat. And it's nice, it's a pleasure. I mean, of course I've already recorded this gameplay the other day, as I mentioned, and just being able to sort of chill, fresh mind, give ideas, talk to you guys whilst we're watching. I'm not going to say a master at work, that would have been way too over my head, but we're watching a decent player, i.e. me, go around Laguna Seca and do well, apart from this mistake here. I asked for that, I really did. I still don't even know what happened there, just total lapse of judgment. I do recall sitting there at that very moment in my chair going, this is easy. This has gone easy again like it was beforehand. I've got this. A little bit of lapse of concentration, bang, head first into the wall. 3rd crash of the game, 3rd crash of the race. What are we doing? So the gap is now down to less than 2 seconds. But there's a dramatic difference in fuel used between Sukup and I. I've used 51%, he has used 62%. That's a pretty big difference. And at this point, I don't know whether 40% of fuel will be enough to end this Grand Prix. Are we going to have to pit again? Do I pit early? Do I pit late? Is the rain gonna come? Like, there's so many variables, and at this point after I crashed I think I realised, I was like, I really need to wake up and concentrate now. Because we can have our pockets picked here, not by 1 but potentially 2 riders, because I don't know how close they are. On the graphic, he's not that far behind, so one more crash or another mistake of mine would definitely put us about equal. So we have to be very careful here. So as we exit the corkscrew for the 21st time, that seems mad to say, we have to be on our best behaviour now and get back to business. I've got to say, Laguna Seca, one of the greatest tracks ever made. The corkscrew is iconic. I think non-racing fans know of the corkscrew and Laguna Seca. I don't think many people wouldn't know what that is. But I know in like every game I've ever played, racing game wise, if it's a car game, I struggle to know the tracks because I don't know many car games. I don't know many car races. I don't watch car racing at all, to be honest with you. I've only ever been interested in 2 wheels. But if I play like Gran Turismo or I think Forza or something, I'm not sure. I'm picking names off the top of my head, and I would look for tracks I know, and it's always Laguna Seca that comes in there to save the day. Or Suzuka. But I'm not a big fan of Suzuka compared to Laguna Seca. I prefer a shorter track to a longer track. And I think I somewhat prefer clockwise tracks to counterclockwise. But it doesn't really matter to me, I guess. I'm not a fan as well of like tracks like the Saxon Ring, where you've got the same right-hand corners throughout, like 9 rights and only 3 lefts. I much more prefer every type of corner, left, rights, short kinks, hairpins, everything really. Those are my perfect tracks. I don't know what my ultimate perfect track is, as we just absolutely wheelie into nobody's business, nobody idea why that just happened again. Again, another lapse of concentration. Whatever past DrAce did, I wasn't prepared for that when I forgot about that. DrAce in the past must have been tired, I swear to God. Or the cat in the past was being a pain in the arse at this point. So breaking into turn 5. Of course, we were on the floor not long ago in this particular corner. Nowhere near my fastest lap time of the Grand Prix yet. We set that very early on, and we haven't been close to beating it yet. Also, when looking at the graphic for second and third place, our man Tommy Edwards, Collins lad, could be coming in to pinch second place here. The difference in fuel is pretty dramatic now. 35% for us, just 20% for the Czech Republican. Is 20% going to be enough to end this Grand Prix? Is 35% going to be enough? Something to think about. But something I'm very impressed with here as well, I need to mention. We picked the front tyre around 20 minutes ago, and that was the medium option, of course, and it's still very high. It's in great condition. 70% after... I didn't see how many laps we did, but after a good plenty amount of laps, that's in very good nick. And considering the rear tyres on 20%, not so much. I do very much prefer medium tyres to the softs. And as I said, I did the world record, which was the world record for Donington GP. That was a medium front and a medium rear, I think. Or medium front and soft rear. But of course, I did a few time trials a few days ago. I think it was one of the newer bikes that we got. Might have been that the Katana, the Suzuki Katana that we got for free. I only used soft tyres on that one. I felt greater on the, really better on the soft tyre. It's just weird how that goes sometimes, you know, with the different bikes. Now, some bikes you can feel great on, and then some bikes you need a little bit of assistance, and really crazy stuff. But this weekend, I'm going to be having some more time off again, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I'm off. So I'm going to be focusing on lots of Ride 4 content. I'm going to be doing the North 100. I already actually have done a video on North 100 that I didn't upload yet. But instead of that one, I'll just do a time trial of North 100. I'm going to use the 600cc bikes, see what we can do. It's a great track. I'm not a fan of road tracks, but that one is really good. It is very fun. But I do plan to do the more career mode, cover all the new DLC bikes. Hopefully I have enough pennies to buy them. Because I don't think I've got enough credits. I think I spent them all on a bike the other day. I'll probably chuck in another endurance race because I really love doing these. Racing the endurance race and then doing the commentary afterwards is just great for me. But of course, any suggestions, you know where to find me. If you want to follow me on Instagram, send me messages there. By all means, do it. And as you can see above, there is my Instagram handle, so if you do want to get in touch there, if that's more your thing than commenting on the YouTube video, then by all means do that. And big thing here, 6% is all that Sukup's on. He is not going to last this Grand Prix. I'm on 20, and they're good. They've decided there was a 7-second gap, and they were on 6% fuel. Obviously, they don't know what fuel I'm on, but they went for it. And now I'm thinking, is 23% going to be enough? So I'm not sure at this point. I'm pointing down to eco power mode. I'm not taking chances. There's no risk here. It's down to eco. We're up by 18 seconds rather. We can go into eco mode. We can take it easy. And we can just basically cruise to victory now. Well, we should think. And of course, spoiler alert, the rain did not come. so I was not able to test out to see whether the rain tyres had been fixed. Now, I still couldn't change the option to rain tyres. I do believe when I did a single player of a normal endurance race, I could go on rain tyres even when it was soft, even when it was slicks, and I couldn't change it even in the qualifying session or anything. So I'm assuming it hasn't been fixed. But it doesn't really matter, as we're approaching 5 AM here in Laguna Seca. We're absolutely fine. 5 minutes remaining. The only focus we have now is will the power last? Do we have enough power left? Is there enough fuel? Can we do it? We have a 17-second gap. Do I need to pit for the final 4 minutes as we make a huge mistake going to the Andretti hairpin? Too eager on the brakes there. I think I applied a little bit too much rear brake. It's easy to do, but it's not a good idea to do at the same time. So 7/10 down on our fastest lap. Still nowhere close up to 1:21.229 that we set a long time ago. With 4 minutes, bang on 4 minutes remaining now. We are cruising. Am I finally going to do turn 6 justice? We did. Excellently done. I gotta say, I love my helmet though. I love seeing that little emoji. Just smiling with a huge moustache. I've been growing my moustache actually recently. Not for Movember, it's just that I've always had a moustache. Like ever since 16, something like that. But it's got a bit out of hand now. It doesn't grow the best. My beard's crap. But at least my moustache is nice, right? I don't know how I end up doing that. We're doing an endurance race. I'm talking about Ride Forge, chilling, and I just talk about absolutely everything and nothing. Just utter rubbish sometimes. Just waffling. It's nice to do sometimes. I mean, I'm a guy who likes to talk a lot. I like to chat, I love to laugh, I love to speak. So I don't think there's enough hours in a day for me to say every word that I want to say. That's why we have a YouTube channel. Oh man. This has been brilliant. I really hope you guys have enjoyed watching so far. If you managed to watch like 39 minutes of this, whatever this video is on at this moment, probably 37 minutes in, you're a legend. You are a bloody legend, and I thank you for that. Because together, we're going to make this channel great. You and I. Ace and me, you can say. We make turn 6 a disaster again. I think it doesn't really matter at this point anyway. Past DrAce is tired. Current DrAce is tired. I want to go to bed soon. But for some reason, I started testing out the clutch. Just messing around with the clutch to see what happened if I just held it in. I don't know why. I was trying anything. This is the problem. Like, I forgot about the crash. Bloody hell. This is the issue I have when I'm leading races for too long. Those races like Lorenzo did, Miguel Oliveira in Portimao. Sometimes I think that's more skillful than actually fighting your way through the pack to get there. You know, Marquez, Lorenzo, Pedrosa when he was doing it, Stoner as well when he used to do it, Tito Rabat in Moto2. I mean, people have been disrespecting Tito Rabat recently because obviously he's not done much in MotoGP. I get it. But don't say he was a nobody, because in Moto2 that guy was unbelievable. He was really good in Moto2, but he would make races so bloody boring because he was the exact Lorenzo sort of type where he would get to the front and then you wouldn't see him again until the rest of the race. Miguel, Marquez, Lorenzo, Tito Rabat in Moto2. I don't have that skill. I get distracted easily, I lose a bit of concentration, and I'm making silly mistakes. Low on fuel, make a pit stop, it says. We'll make a pit stop once we finish this race, once we cross the finish line as the victor. We're not going to be pitting any moment soon, however, 8%. And we have to do another lap here, and I was trying to work it out in my head, could we slow down to the point now where as we cross the line it's going to end? But it's 17-second gap to Richard Tresoldi, and it's 20 seconds left on the clock. We're going to have to do one more lap. And then they also got to think about, we have 7% of fuel left now. The rear tyre is on 6%, so there's a chance that we could make a mistake. We have to be careful here, very careful. And Richard Tresoli on the final lap of the Grand Prix, the American rider decides to pit. Why? He could have just cruised until the end of this lap. I didn't see what fuel he was on, but I don't think he was on a lot. But I think he still could have held out to the end. But the Japanese rider will take second. And Fausto Gavazzoni, he was leading this Grand Prix earlier on, and now he's going to finish on the podium. Good, solid work. But the fuel is now 5%. I think we're going to be fine. As long as we don't crash. It's now 4%. Low on fuel, make a pit stop, it says. We're not interested. It's now... The sun is now coming out to celebrate a DrAce victory here in Laguna Seca. Guys, it's been a bloody pleasure to do this video for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to celebrate in style with a huge wheelie crossing the line here in Laguna Seca as we take another victory. As the AI rider crashes. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me if you did. I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now.